All right. I think we'll get the ceremony going. This is the largest award ceremony attendance we've ever had. In fact, we had to move it to this venue specifically because of the attendance tonight. So this is amazing, and thank you all for coming. So I'm going to let the mayor kick it off.
Thank you, Chief. Hello, everyone. Yes, it's such a great turnout. It has been such an honor of mine to be able to be a part of our awards banquet for our police. Usually I would say it's not such a banquet as this, so this is such a wonderful turnout again. Thank you all for being here. My name is Ahmed Marcus Simila. I'm the mayor of Columbia Heights. I've been the mayor for 5 years. This is my 6th year, and thank you. Thank you. I really am trying my best. I know our whole council has so much support here for our police department and our city. I'll just give a little shout out to some of the elected officials I see here. I see our county commissioner, Mandy Meisner, is up here front. Thank you for being here. And a couple of our city council members, Rachel James over here. And I saw Connie Bisgins too, up over in the back. There's Connie. As you can see, we're sitting away from each other, so we won't be discussing city business, just so you know. We're here to be celebrating our police department. And then also our city manager's here. He's in the back next to Connie, too. So just kind of sharing, I guess, how many people are here to support and really uphold our department. Yes. So I want to also say thank you to all the families and community members who are here, because you are all showing your support for our department as well. And they all get to see this room full and know how many people are there and have their back. And on those days when I'm sure they're feeling alone and not quite sure what they're going to do and having to dig deep on I need to follow my training, they also have this sense that these people are here behind them. And so I just want to make sure you hold that in your heart and in your strength, that they are taking strength from us. And this is how we show that. I also just want to invite everyone to just really try to just take a deep breath and just be here together. We're having a lot of hard times in our communities, and our police department have this so deep inside them. And I'm so extremely thankful for all of them. And I hear it from our community so often. But I just want to take the moment to breathe, to be here to enjoy this, enjoy our food and celebration. And I will share that when we have our recording, please share that out. We just started doing that. I think last year was our first time recording. Every time we have these awards, the stories we get to hear, you'll all hear tonight, are just so powerful. I was like, our community needs to hear this, that people who can't come and families that want to share it with someone who couldn't be here, we want to make sure that that message gets out. So please make sure that you share that out. And we know this is for so many police officers. The stuff they do is so remarkable. So that's all I'll say. Thank you for listening to me. And again, I'd love to just give a round of applause to everyone who made this night possible. Thank you.
I also want to point out our Multicultural Advisory Committee members or MAC members. Could you just stand up quick? I know there's many of you in attendance here. So I want to thank them for coming. This is one of our normal every other month MAC meeting, and this is the one they come to celebrate this with us too. So really appreciate them all being here. We're going through difficult times. I think everybody knows that. I think the turnout here is amazing. The diversity within the department and the community is amazing. I'm glad everybody came out to support each other tonight. If you kind of want to recap of 2025, listen to our roll call podcast that we just put out. We kind of hit on some of the award stuff that we're going to talk about tonight. But if you're kind of a bigger understanding of where we are with staffing and the other challenges we had throughout the year, give the podcast a listen. So with that said, I think we'll get rolling here. These are the most awards we've ever had before. 2025 was a challenging year for us. Not only were we not fully staffed, but it was busy. and you're going to hear the stories about that. But super proud of this department, proud of all the officers we have, proud of the new officers that came in and handled the business that needed to be done. So with that, we'll get started. All right, Citizens Award of Commendation. On Saturday, March 8th, 2025, officers responded to the 4700 block of Central Avenue to investigate a carjacking involving a firearm. During the investigation, they determined an apartment building near the location may have relevant video of the incident. The officers involved reached out to building owner Matthew Rich for assistance. On this Saturday morning, Matt promptly answered the phone call from the police department and made himself readily available, consistently answering his phone and responding to numerous inquiries. Matt immediately reviewed the surveillance cameras at his property and quickly provided still images of the suspects and emailed video footage to investigators. Demonstrating initiative and strong situational awareness, Matt recognized a possible suspect and proactively contacted his property manager to assist with identification. He later relayed critical information regarding people connected to the suspect, which significantly aided investigators in identifying those involved. Matt's swift actions and cooperation were instrumental in allowing law enforcement to identify the suspect in a timely manner. Throughout the day, Matt continued to support the investigation by providing real-time updates regarding the suspect's movements and additional pictures that proved helpful to the investigation. His responsiveness, initiative, and willingness to go above and beyond exemplify outstanding civic responsibility. Matt's actions reflect great credit upon himself and demonstrate exceptional support for law enforcement as a landlord in the community. For these reasons, Matt Rich is being presented with the Citizens Award of Commendation. On October 30th, 2025, Annika Dykstra demonstrated extraordinary courage, decisiveness, and leadership during a medical emergency at Planet Fitness in Columbia Heights. Just after 4 in the afternoon, officers and emergency personnel were dispatched to a report of an unconscious male who was not breathing. Prior to arrival of first responders, Annika, who was exercising nearby, recognized the severity of the situation and immediately took life-saving action. After observing a fellow gym member collapse while exercising, Annika determined that the CPR being administered was ineffective. Relying on her prior training, she intervened without hesitation and began performing high-quality CPR. Annika also directed bystanders to retrieve an automated external defibrillator, an AED, to call 911. Under her guidance, the AED was properly applied and a shock was delivered. Upon arrival, fire rescue personnel observed Annika continuing effective CPR while calmly and efficiently managing the scene. As a direct result of her actions, the subject regained spontaneous breathing and was transported to the hospital, where he was later reported to be in stable condition. Annika's quick thinking, leadership, and willingness to act in a critical and time-sensitive situation directly contributed to saving a life. Her actions exemplify exceptional civic responsibility and reflect great credit upon herself and the Columbia Heights community. For these reasons, Annika Dykstra is being presented with the Citizens Award of Commendation. On August 2nd, 2025, Officer Boskovic was dispatched to a report of a suspicious male hiding between trash cans in an alley. Upon attempting to make contact, the male fled on foot. Officer Boskovic initiated a foot pursuit and was able to successfully track and apprehend the suspect before a crime could be committed. Following the arrest, Officer Boskovic demonstrated strong critical thinking skills by carefully reviewing the pursuit. He questioned how the suspect had been out of sight for approximately 16 seconds, an amount of time that would typically allow a suspect to escape or create significant distance. Officer Boskovic noted that the area where the visual contact was lost consisted of wooded terrain, raising concern that the suspect may have discarded an item during the pursuit. He later reviewed a video of the incident posted on a local social media community group. While analyzing the footage, he observed the suspect running with his right hand held at his waistband while his left arm swung naturally. Based on his training and experience, he believed that the suspect may have been concealing a firearm. Further review of department records revealed a prior 2023 report involving the same suspect in which the suspect displayed a pistol and robbed another individual. Based on the information, Officer Boskovic coordinated a Hennepin County Sheriff's deputy and requested a canine in firearm detection. The canine responded and conducted a search of the wooded area where the suspect had briefly been out of sight. The search resulted in a recovery of a pellet gun. Officer Boskovic's initiative, attention to detail, and analytical approach went beyond the initial call for service and contributed to the identification and recovery of a potential weapon. His actions reflect professionalism and a strong commitment to public safety and bring credit to himself and the department. For these reasons, Officer Boskovic is being presented with the Above and Beyond Award. In March 2025, while assigned to patrol duties, Officer Wood became aware of a carjacking involving a weapon that occurred in the 4700 block of Central Avenue. Officer Wood took the initiative to begin investigating the incident beyond her assigned duties. Her efforts included canvassing the area, reviewing social media sources, and contacting business owners near the location of the offense. Through these investigative actions, Officer Wood obtained video footage of the suspect and was able to identify the individual involved. She continued to gather and document additional information, developing strong evidence linking the suspect to the carjacking. Once the suspect was identified, Officer Wood shared the information with other department members and issued a pickup order for the suspect. Officer Wood further utilized the information she had developed to draft a search warrant for the suspect's likely location. As a result of her initiative and investigative skills, the suspect was identified and arrested within days of the incident and was found to be in possession of a firearm. The case information Officer Wood developed was subsequently referred to detectives for follow-up, and a search warrant was executed at the suspect's residence, resulting in the recovery of additional firearm. Officer Wood's initiative, follow-through, and strong investigative skills led to the identification and arrest of a violent offender and the recovery of 2 firearms, creating a significant positive impact on public safety. Her actions clearly demonstrate performance above and beyond expected duties and bring credit to herself and the department. For these reasons, Officer Wood is being presented with the Above and Beyond Award. Crime analyst Christine Okerstrom consistently demonstrates exceptional dedication, professional, and genuine commitment to both her colleagues and the Columbia Heights community. She is always willing to step in to assist others, offer guidance, or give her personal time to support the department and those around her. Christine possesses a strong sense of community pride and responsibility because she grew up here. She previously worked for the Columbia Heights Police Department, and those values have remained evident in her current role. Christine takes great pride in her work and in the well-being of Columbia Heights residents. She regularly volunteers for community-oriented policing events and actively engages with residents, officers, and staff members from other city departments, strengthening positive relationships throughout the community. Christine's commitment extends beyond public service to her coworkers. She consistently fosters a positive work environment by recognizing milestones and special occasions for staff members. She frequently uses her own personal resources to dedicate offices, cubicles, and workspaces for employees' birthdays, demonstrating thoughtfulness and appreciation for her peers. Her positive attitude, warm demeanor, and sense of humor contribute significantly to workplace morale. Christine has also demonstrated exceptional flexibility and dedication when she's volunteered to assist with a challenging investigation during the summer. Despite the difficult conditions and challenging environment, she maintained an upbeat attitude and strong work ethic. During this assignment, Christine formed new professional relationships with staff from other agencies, which enhanced collaboration and improved her ability to coordinate on future cases. Additionally, Christine was among the staff members who helped develop the Win of the Week initiative. This program was provided encouragement, recognition, and positive incentive for officers and staff, fostering morale and motivation throughout the department. For these reasons, crime analyst Christine Okerstrom is being presented with the Above and Beyond Award. On April 26, 2025, Officers Boskovic, Yang, Nightingale, and Diederich responded to a reported disturbance in the 3800 block of Edgemore Place. Upon arrival, the officers made entry into the residence and encountered a female suspect and a male victim who had sustained a serious knife wound. The female suspect was in possession of a knife and made spontaneous utterances indicating she had stabbed the male victim. Officer Boskovic immediately took custody of the suspect and assumed responsibility for scene management. Simultaneously, Officers Yang, Nightingale, and Diederich rendered emergency first aid to the victim in an effort to preserve life. Despite their skilled efforts, the victim was later pronounced deceased at the scene. Throughout the incident, the officers worked collaboratively and professionally to secure the suspect, preserve critical evidence, provide medical assistance, and manage a highly challenging and chaotic scene. Their coordinated response and adherence to training ensured scene safety, supported the investigation, and brought order to a very challenging and emotional scene. The actions of these officers reflect professionalism, teamwork, and a strong commitment to public safety. Their performance during this critical incident brings credit to themselves and the department. For these reasons, they are being presented with the Award of Merit. This commendation recognizes the officers and personnel who responded to and assisted in the investigation of a homicide in the 4200 block of Central Avenue on February 28, 2025. Their coordinated actions and professionalism were critical to the rapid identification and apprehension of those involved. Officer Ahmed Abdullahi received information regarding a gunshot victim who had been dropped off at a nearby hospital. Officers responding to the hospital provided a description of the suspect vehicle and a potential associated address. While checking the surrounding area, Officer Abdullahi located the suspect vehicle and initiated a traffic stop. He safely detained the vehicle and its occupants while waiting backup. The driver was taken into custody and later determined to be involved. This stop was instrumental in initiating the investigation and obtaining critical information that advanced the case. Crime analyst Nick Fedor was contacted after hours to assist with video review. He accessed footage from a camera trailer located near the business and promptly provided the video to detectives. His review of the footage aided investigators in determining the individuals involved in the incident were not being truthful about the events. Additionally, crime analyst Fedor located and reviewed video from nearby city cameras identifying suspect actions that further supported the investigation. Detective Tony Miller, assigned to the Violent Crime Reduction Unit, was contacted to assist with the incident. Detective Miller responded and assumed an active role in the investigation. He worked collaboratively with Anoka County Criminal Investigation Division and other agencies partners to track suspects' movements, identify individuals involved, review video from multiple sources, and conduct extensive follow-up investigations. His efforts were instrumental in identifying and apprehending the suspects. While many individuals contributed to the successful resolution of this case, Officer Abdullahi, crime analyst Fedor, and Detective Miller demonstrated exceptional initiative, professionalism, and investigative skill. Their actions significantly contributed to the swift identification and apprehension of those responsible and reflect the great credit upon themselves and the department. For these reasons, they are being presented the Award of Merit. On October 15th, 2025, Officer Abdullahi was dispatched to report of shots fired in the 1200 block of 43rd Avenue. At the time of the call, Officer Abdullahi's partner was out of town on a transport assignment, making Officer Abdullahi the only Columbia Heights officer on duty within the city. Despite these circumstances, he acted quickly and professionally to coordinate an effective response with mutual aid partners. Upon arrival, Officer Abdullahi established a secure perimeter and determined that a drive-by shooting had occurred. He conducted checks on the impacted area for potential injured parties, secured physical evidence, and requested additional resources as needed. Fortunately, no injuries were reported as a result of this incident. Once the scene was stabilized, he initiated the investigation and gathered valuable information that later contributed to the identification of suspects. His ability to manage a serious and potentially dangerous incident independently while coordinating with outside agencies demonstrated sound judgment, situational awareness, and professionalism. Officer Abdullahi's actions during the incident reflect a high level of competence and dedication to public safety. His performance under limited staffing conditions brings credit to himself and the Columbia Heights Police Department. For these reasons, Officer Abdullahi is presented with the Award of Merit. So next, we're going to get into the Manny Collins homicide investigation. In the summer of 2025, the Columbia Heights Police Department and the community we serve was profoundly affected by the disappearance and subsequent homicide investigation of Jordan Manny Collins. What began as a missing person case quickly became a heartbreaking and emotionally charged investigation that weighed heavily on everyone involved. Manny was just not a case number. He was a son, a loved one, and a valued member of the community whose absence was deeply felt by family, friends, and neighbors. The uncertainty surrounding Manny's disappearance created fear, grief, and an overwhelming sense of loss within the community. His family endured unimaginable anguish as days turned into weeks without answers. Relying on the dedication, compassion, and perseverance of law enforcement and those assisting in the search, members of the department, along with the neighboring agencies, community partners, and volunteers, committed countless hours to finding the truth and seeking justice for Manny as his loved ones. The investigation became a shared burden and responsibility across the department. Officers, investigators, analysts, and support staff all contributed in meaningful ways, often working long hours under physically and emotionally exhausting conditions. Many carried the weight of this case home with them, knowing the outcome would forever change a family's life and leave a lasting mark on our community. While nearly every member of the department played a role in this investigation, the department would like to formally recognize the following individuals for their extraordinary and noteworthy contributions. Their dedication, perseverance, and compassion stood out during one of the most difficult cases our department has faced, and their efforts reflect the very best of this profession and our commitment to the community we serve. Investigator Monberg is hereby awarded the Medal of Commendation for his outstanding service, selfless dedication, and exceptional investigative work during the investigation into the disappearance of a juvenile under suspicious circumstances on May 13th. His actions brought significant credit to the Columbia Heights Police Department and were widely recognized by fellow employees and members of the community. From the outset of the investigation, Investigator Monberg approached the case with a sense of urgency and professionalism, recognizing the potential danger facing Manny. He immediately conducted an extensive series of in-person and telephone interviews with individuals believed to possess relevant information. Acknowledging the unusual and concerning circumstances, Investigator Monberg acted without hesitation to formally report the juvenile as missing and endangered with the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension. Demonstrating decisive action and initiative, Investigator Monberg swiftly drafted and obtained a search warrant for the juvenile's last known location. The execution of that warrant resulted in the discovery of critical evidence that transformed this case from a missing person investigation into an active criminal investigation. His willingness to confront the uncertainty and emotional gravity of this case exemplified moral courage and professional resolve. Although the investigation was later transferred to the Anoka County Criminal Investigation Division, Investigator Monberg continued to demonstrate exceptional commitment to remaining actively involved. He assisted with the drafting and execution of multiple additional search warrants, participated in neighborhood canvasses, and served as the primary liaison with the juvenile's mother and family. Throughout the investigation, he navigated emotionally difficult conversations with compassion and professionalism, providing steady support during an extraordinarily stressful and traumatic period. Investigator Monberg further demonstrated self-sacrifice and perseverance through his relentless pursuit of investigative leads, careful management of sensitive interviews with family members and the suspect, and countless hours of follow-up work. Notably, he devoted several days assisting with the landfill search when the investigation led in that direction, working under physically and emotionally challenging conditions. Through Investigator Monberg's instincts, attention to detail, and decisive action, the investigation progressed rapidly and effectively. His investigative efforts directly contributed to the recovery of critical evidence and the arrest of the suspect. His actions reflect exceptional courage and dedication. Investigator Monberg's performance in this case exemplifies the highest standards of law enforcement service and reflects great upon himself and the community and the law enforcement profession for his outstanding act of service characterized by self-sacrifice and resolve. Investigator Monberg is awarded the Medal of Commendation. These individuals worked 9 or more shifts at the landfill searching for evidence in the disappearance of Manny Collins, with many shifts lasting 12 hours or longer. They operated in some of the most challenging conditions encountered during investigative operations, including severely unsanitary environments, exposure to hazardous materials, extreme odors, physically demanding terrain, and prolonged exposure to adverse weather and temperature conditions. The work was physically exhausting and mentally taxing, requiring unwavering focus over consecutive long days. Despite these conditions, personnel consistently demonstrated professionalism, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to the mission. Their willingness to repeatedly return to an arduous and unpleasant environment reflects exceptional self-sacrifice and dedication. The nature of the assignment required patience, precision, and persistence, as each task, though difficult and often uncontrollable, was critical to ensuring no potential evidence was overlooked. The landfill search provided to be a crucial component of the overall investigation. The sustained efforts of the individuals directly supported evidence collection and investigative outcomes, contributing meaningfully to the resolution of the case. Their work exemplifies the highest standards of law enforcement service and dedication to justice. Through their endurance, teamwork, and exceptional commitment under extreme conditions, these individuals went well beyond the normal scope of their duty. Their actions brought significant credit to themselves, their colleagues, and the Columbia Heights Police Department. For their outstanding service and sustained sacrifice, they are being presented the Award of Merit. And those missing today are Captain Beth Posel and Records Tech Brenda Pliego-Geniz, and former CSO Hunter Deinhammer. These personnel are recognized with the Above and Beyond Award for their exceptional dedication and service during the exhaustive landfill search conducted as part of a critical criminal investigation. These members worked between 5 and 7 shifts at the landfill, many with extended 12 hours or longer, under extremely difficult and demanding conditions. The work environment presented significant challenges, including unsanitary conditions, exposure to decomposing waste, persistent foul odors, uneven and hazardous terrain, and limited visibility. These conditions were further compounded by adverse weather, fluctuating temperatures, and long physical taxing days. Despite these hardships, personnel reported for duty with professionalism, focus, and determination. They perform meticulous and repetitive search tasks essential to locating and preserving potential evidence. The nature of the work required sustained concentration and attention to detail, even as physical discomfort and fatigue increased over the course of each shift. The efforts of those assigned to this operation were critical to the overall success of the investigation. The landfill search played a vital role in the recovery and evaluation of evidence, contributing directly to investigative progress and case development. The willingness of these individuals to endure challenging conditions and long hours demonstrates a level of dedication that clearly exceeds normal expectations of duty. For their perseverance, teamwork, and commitment to public safety under exceptionally difficult circumstances, these individuals are presented the Above and Beyond Award. Sergeant Mohammed Farah is being recognized for his exceptional service, leadership, and profound contributions to strengthening relationships between the Columbia Heights Police Department and the East African community during a period of heightened tension and challenges involving community youth. His steady presence, cultural fluency, and personal commitment brought significant credit to the department while providing critical support to both community members and department personnel. In recent months, the city of Columbia Heights experienced several serious acts of violence, including 2 homicides. During those most recent homicide investigation, Sergeant Farah stepped forward to serve as a liaison between the police department and the impacted family. He carried out his responsibility with exceptional compassion, professionalism, and cultural understanding during an extraordinarily difficult and emotional time. His efforts helped ease the burden on grieving family members and reinforce trust in the police department when it was most needed. Sergeant Farah was also instrumental in the organization and execution of a community town hall meeting in direct response to escalating tensions and community concerns. He played a pivotal role in bridging communication gaps and addressing fear and uncertainty within the affected community. Utilizing his established relationships with community members, advocates, and faith leaders, Sergeant Farah ensured key stakeholders were included and that the meeting addressed the issues most important to the affected residents. The town hall was exceptionally well attended and overwhelmingly well received. Sergeant Farah personally addressed the audience, providing clarity, reassurance, and a strong commitment to safety, partnerships, and transparency. His leadership facilitated open and respectful dialogue and demonstrated the department's dedication to community-oriented policing. Throughout this period, Sergeant Farah consistently demonstrated leadership, teamwork, and a willingness to assume difficult responsibilities under conditions marked by emotional adversity and public scrutiny. His actions reflect integrity, selflessness, and unwavering commitment to maintaining and rebuilding trust between the police department and the community deeply impacted by violence. For his significant contributions, exemplary service, and the lasting positive impact of his work, Sergeant Mohammed Farah has been presented with the Award of Merit. All right, our next awards is going to be the T. Nightingale Community Service Award. The T. Nightingale Annual Community Service Award is reserved for up to one employee of the Columbia Heights Police Department and up to one member of another city department, partner, shareholder, or member of the public. This award may be given to a person who has provided a significant contribution or several smaller contributions in the area of community policing or service to the community. This person will have an above-average relationship with the community. They will be service-oriented with a willingness to go above and beyond while considering no task too great or trivial to tackle. They will demonstrate an above-average dedication to their role, project a partnership, while showing a commitment to improving the Columbia Heights community. They will be known for their positive attitude and demonstrating the community policing philosophy in their words and actions. Officer Ariane Austin is recognized for his significant and sustained contributions to community policing and service to the Columbia Heights community. Through both his assigned duties and voluntary efforts, Officer Austin consistently demonstrates an above-average commitment to community engagement, relationship building, and service-oriented policing. Officer Austin maintains an exceptional relationship with community members, particularly youth within the Columbia Heights School District, in his roles as a peer support officer, high school resource officer that we call our youth outreach officer, a canine handler of our therapy dog Kansas, and patrol officer. He has gone above and beyond expected responsibilities to strengthen trust and foster positive connections between the police department and the community. His involvement includes organizing and participating in bike giveaways, volleyball and basketball mentorship, teen academy, cooking with a cop, pizza with a cop, and basketball camps. Each of these efforts reflects his belief that no task is too great or too small when it comes to serving the community. Officer Austin's dedication extends well beyond his scheduled work hours. On his own time, he volunteers as a boys' basketball coach, often transitioning directly from long shifts to coaching responsibilities. He also opens the gym up at the Highlander Center for early morning basketball sessions, sacrificing personal time to provide positive, structured opportunities for youth. These efforts have resulted in strong, trusted relationships with many young community members, knowing Officer Austin by name. Officer Austin's commitment to improving the Columbia Heights community is further demonstrated by the success of the Teen Academy program. The most recent enrollment was approximately 41 participants, a direct reflection of the rapport and trust Officer Austin has built through his consistent presence and engagement with the schools and community. As a canine handler, Officer Austin exemplifies the community policing philosophy by ensuring his canine partner Kansas is positive and approachable. I have a hard time saying this with a straight face. She just wants treats. I'm just going to tell you. Presence in the community. He regularly brings Kansas to community events and public engagements to promote understanding, comfort, and positive police interactions. And he leaves Kansas with us, especially the office staff, on days that are stressful. Officer Austin is widely known for his positive attitude, approachability, and willingness to serve. His actions consistently reflect the principles of community policing in both words and practice. Through his above-average dedication, personal sacrifice, and unwavering commitment to service, Officer Ariane Austin has made a lasting and meaningful impact on the Columbia Heights community. For these reasons, he fully embodies the spirit of the Terry Nightingale Award, Community Service Award, and he's hereby recognized with this honor. Dega Shabala is recognized for her exceptional and sustained contributions to community service and her long-standing partnership with the Columbia Heights Police Department. For more than a decade, Dega was been trusted and respected community leader who consistently demonstrates an above-average commitment to serving others and strengthening relationships between the police department and the community. Dega's dedication to community service was especially evident during her recent concerns impacting members of the East African youth community. On November 14th, 2025, upon learning of these issues, Dega immediately reached out to offer assistance and ask how she could help. When requested to attend a meeting on short notice with the chief of police and other members of the Columbia Heights Police Department, Dega responded without hesitation. She also brought additional community members and elders, recognizing the importance of including diverse and trusted voices. Her leadership and presence contributed to one of the most productive meetings held on the issues. As a result of that meeting, a town hall was identified as the best method to provide information, support affected families, and bring the community together around an important issue. Dega took initiative and without being asked began organizing outreach efforts. Despite balancing a full-time career as a teacher, responsibilities as a parent, and other commitments, she used her extensive connections across the metro area to promote the event. She personally visited a local neighborhood, distributing flyers and speaking directly with residents, many of whom she knew personally and who had been directly impacted, ensuring they felt welcomed, included, and heard. Degas also agreed to serve as the moderator. She also agreed to serve as the moderator for the town hall meeting and assisted in arranging coverage of the event, significantly expanding community awareness and participation. On November 20th, 2025, more than 100 community members attended the town hall in this room, including families and of those affected. Dega provided direct support to these families throughout the event and facilitated the discussion in multiple languages, ensuring accessibility and inclusion. She created a respectful, productive environment where community members felt safe to speak and engage in a meaningful dialogue. Following the event, the Columbia Heights Police Department received an outpouring of positive feedback from community members expressing gratitude and emphasizing the importance of the town hall. The success of the event and its positive impact on the community, trust, and collaboration would not have been possible without Dega's leadership, relationships, and willingness to step forward during a challenging time. Dega Shabala exemplifies the principles of community policing through her actions, attitude, and commitment to service. She is known for her positive approach, reliability, and willingness to take on any task, large or small, to improve the well-being of the Columbia Heights community. Her above-average dedication and service-oriented mindset make her highly deserving of the T. Nightingale Community Service Award, which she is hereby awarded. And that is our last award for the night. As you can see, we had a busy 2025. So I want to thank everybody, thank the MAC members for coming and contributing year-round. I know we've got some school officials here as well. Really appreciate you attending as we partner through these difficult times. And yeah, just thank you everybody for coming out.